She had planned it differently. In her mind, she was supposed to confront him, raise her voice, question his audacity, demand answers. She had rehearsed the quarrel over and over. But now he was sitting close to her. Too close. And the anger she had prepared melted into something she didn't understand. Her heart fluttered, light and restless, like it didn't belong to her anymore. What is this feeling? She wondered. For a brief, ridiculous moment, another thought crossed her mind. I hope he is not using jazz on me. She shook her head slightly, embarrassed by her own thoughts. Yet her eyes betrayed her. His chest looked broad, steady, safe. She caught herself imagining what it would feel like to rest her head there, just for a second. Marcus reached for her hand again. This time, her body betrayed her. She wanted to pull away. She truly did. But her fingers stayed where they were, warm against his palm, unmoving. Her breath grew uneven. I am so sorry for what happened, Marcus said softly, his voice careful, sincere. He searched her eyes as though hoping she would see the truth in him. If you left your job because of me, that was never my intention. She finally looked at him fully. What can I do, he continued quietly, to make things right? Doris withdrew her hand gently and faced him, gathering the strength she was losing. I don't want anything from you, she said, her voice calm but firm. I had already decided to quit. It is for the better. Marcus studied her face, concern settling into his expression. So, what do you plan to do now? He asked. I have my plans, she replied simply. He nodded slowly, respecting her answer. After a pause, he added, Can I get some water? Water is fine, he said quickly, almost shyly. She stood up and brought out a sachet of chin-chin and a bottle of water, placing them gently on the small table between them. They talked for a while about small things, safe things. Life. Work. Lagos. The weather. Nothing heavy. Nothing down. Marcus got home that night with his thoughts louder than the city itself. Even under the shower, the water running down his skin, his heart refused to calm. His breathing was heavy, uneven, not from exhaustion, but from something deeper, unfamiliar. He didn't understand it. How could a connection with someone he had just met feel this intense? He stepped out, wrapped a towel around his waist, and walked into his bedroom. This was only the second night he would be sleeping in his Lagos house, a large, luxurious space that still felt strangely empty. Sitting at the edge of the bed, he picked up his phone. He wanted to hear her voice. That soft voice. Gentle. Steady. Lingering. He hesitated, staring at her name on the screen. What if she doesn't pick? What if she ignores me? Still, hope won. He dialed. Doris lay on her bed, phone resting against her chest, her heart pounding as if it wanted to escape. Her mind replayed everything that had happened that evening, his presence, his voice, the way the room had felt suddenly smaller with him in it. Why is he so handsome? She wondered, annoyed at herself. Just then, her phone rang. Her breath caught. It was him. Surprised, she answered, her voice coming out softer than she intended. Hello. Marcus smiled instantly. Hi, Doris, how have you been? He asked gently. I'm good, she replied. I hope you arrived home safely. Her concern warmed him. Yes, I did, he said. Thank you. And just like that, the conversation flowed. No effort. No awkward pauses. As if they had known each other for years instead of days. Marcus walked slowly around his quiet house, phone pressed to his ear, smiling without realizing it. The echo of his footsteps blended with the sound of her laughter, light and sincere. On the other end, Doris lay on her bed, legs propped against the wall, smiling shyly into the darkness as she spoke to him. She traced invisible patterns on the bedsheet, her heart full in a way she couldn't explain. They talked about no. They talked about nothing and everything. Until the night grew quiet. "Good night, Doris," Marcus said softly. "Good night, Marcus," she replied. The call ended. But neither of them moved. And somewhere between that call and the silence that followed, something had begun. Not love yet. Not a confession. Just a quiet understanding. A story unfolding, slowly. And the question lingered in the air, unanswered. What are we to each other?